Hi, I'm just a Swedish wannabe screenwriter that is trying to get better by criticizing my own and other people's scripts. And I thought it would be a fun and interesting idea to criticize some AI-generated scripts. So I had an AI program generate a short story from this logline called Celesstial Bond. Fade in. Exterior, night sky, night. A beautiful, clear night sky filled with stars. One star shines brighter than the others. Exterior, rural observatory, night. A small observatory on the outskirts of a quiet town. Inside, through a window, we see a young astronomer, mid-20s, earnest and curious, peering through a telescope. Interior, observatory, night. The young astronomer, Sam, adjusts the telescope, focusing on the bright star. Sam, to himself, "Wow, you're a bright one tonight." Suddenly, the star flickers and begins to fall, streaking across the sky. Exterior, field, night. The star crashes into a nearby field with a soft, glowing impact. Sam sees the flash and grabs his jacket. Exterior, field, night. Sam arrives at the impact site, finding a small, glowing crater. At the center stands a figure, a young woman, Celeste. Ethereal, otherworldly. Celeste, weakly, "I need your help." Sam, startled, "Who are you? Where did you come from?" Celeste, "I am Celeste. I come from the stars. My light is fading. I need to return home." Sam, still in awe, "How can I help you?" Celeste, "I need to reach the highest point, closer to the sky. Your observatory." Sam nods. "Let's go." Interior, observatory, night. Sam and Celeste enter the observatory. Sam looks through his equipment, searching for a way to help. Sam, "I think I can enhance the telescope to create a beam. Maybe it can project you back." Celeste, weakening, "Hurry, please." Sam works quickly, adjusting the telescope and connecting wires. Celeste's glow dims. Sam, almost finished. "Just a little more." Celeste, softly, "Thank you, Sam." Sam powers up the equipment. The telescope emits a bright beam of light. Celeste steps into the light. Celeste, smiling, "Goodbye, Sam. Look to the stars, and I will be there." Celeste transforms into a glowing form, merging with the beam and ascending into the sky. The light fades, and Sam watches, awestruck. Exterior, night sky, night. The star reappears in the night sky, shining brightly once more. Interior, observatory, night. Sam stands at the telescope, looking up at Celeste's star. He smiles, filled with a sense of wonder and accomplishment. Fade out. So, how to criticize the script? Well, first we can look at the formatting a bit. The fade in, fade out at the beginning and the end part of the movie isn't necessary at all. And then we get introduced to our main character twice. We get introduced as a young astronomer, and then we get to know that his name is Sam, and he gets introduced again. So when we get introduced to him as the young astronomer, you can just have his name be Sam right then and there. Because the first time you see a character, you have his name bald. So now in the script, the young astronomer and Sam are two different characters. And of course, when we get introduced to a character for the first time, it's a good way to describe them a bit. But here, the AI describes him as earnest and curious. The problem is, like, how are we as the audience supposed to know that? When we watch the movie, how are we supposed to know that he is earnest and curious? Right now it says so in the script, but we as an audience have no idea of knowing that without reading the script. It's much better to describe him maybe physically, or when you introduce the character, let them do something that can point them towards having a certain characteristic like earnest or curious. But then when Sam just grabs his jacket and runs off to see what crash landed, now we get a bit introduced to his character. Not everyone would just rush to see what happens. So we can instead look at how Celeste is introduced as ethereal and otherworldly. This is more like describing on how she will look throughout the script. And when Sam arrives at the crash site, we get introduced to the core of the story. Celeste has fallen from the sky and needs to get back home. And we also get a reason why, because her light is fading. And here the AI kind of introduces a ticking clock. Not only do we get to know that Celeste wants to go back home, but that she needs to do it quickly. Otherwise, technically, what is stopping Celeste to spend like a week on Earth? So for this kind of story and the format of a short film, like, the setup works very well. But something I personally have a very hard time with is that the AI seem to love using character parentheses. Character parentheses looks like this. a parenthesis below the name but above the dialogue, and this is to indicate to the actors on how the line is supposed to be said. But we are the writers, we're not actors, so I would suggest not using character parentheses as often as the AI seem to do. So in this script, I would advise to remove all the character parentheses except maybe Celeste's weakening, because throughout the script her light is fading, and this is to tell the actors and the directors that yeah, she's getting weaker. But Celeste's goal is to get home. So in the script she says she needs to be higher in the sky. So that's why they go to the observatory. So we can clearly see like A leads to B. There is also a fun part of why storytelling has guidelines and not rules. Because would Celeste know what an observatory is? It doesn't impact the story, but it's a fun detail to think about. But when they get to the observatory, they enhance a beam to beam her up in the sky. Like, so here are the two biggest criticisms I have of the story. The first is the moon logic of I need to get up high, therefore I need to go to the observatory. So when they get to the observatory, they enhance a beam. And the second criticism I would have is that the story doesn't have anything to grab a hold of the attention of the viewer/reader. And this is mostly because the setup is really, really well done. Very early on, we get a goal. Celeste needs to get back home. And we get a reason why. Otherwise, she'll die. But then nothing stands in the way of that objective. There are no speed bumps or roadblocks on the path to victory. Therefore, the story lacks tension. Something that makes the characters and the audience think, maybe they won't succeed. Sure, not every story needs tension, but this is built up in such a way that I think tension would grab a hold of the audience attention. So I definitely think that the story is lacking something. I would fill it with tension. Other people might fill that something with character fluff, where they just focus much more on the characters. And it's not missing something because it's written by AI, it's just how the story is built. So, how would I rewrite this story? Well, exterior, night sky, night. A beautiful, clear night sky with stars. One star starts to flicker. Exterior, rural observatory, night. A small observatory on the outskirts of a quiet town. Inside, through a window, we see Sam, mid-20s, messy hair and broken glasses, dressed in a white coat, peering through a telescope, scribbling in his book. Interior, rural observatory, night. The young astronomer Sam adjusts the telescope, focusing on the flickering star. It is still very far away. He looks at the giant telescope. It has a sign that says, "Authorized personnel only." Sam sighs, looks back through his telescope. Exterior, night sky, night. The flickering star starts falling, streaking across the sky. Sam follows the star with a telescope until, exterior, field, night. The star crashes into a nearby field. Interior, rural observatory, night. Sam grabs his jacket. Exterior, field, night. Sam arrives at the impact site, finding a small glowing crater. At the center lies a figure, a young woman, Celeste, ethereal, otherworldly. He points his flashlight towards her. She travels through the light beam up to the edge. She reaches her hand towards Sam. Celeste, help me, helps her up. Sam, who are you? What are you? Celeste, I'm Celeste. My light. Her otherworldly glow flickers. Celeste, I need some way to return home. Sam looks back towards the observatory. Interior, rural observatory, night. Sam and Celeste enters the observatory. Sam looks through the observatory's equipment. Sam, I think I can enhance the telescope to create a beam. Maybe you can travel up it, like you did the flashlight. Celeste starts helping Sam. Sam works quickly. Celeste starts slowing down. Adjusting the telescope, connecting wires. Sam powers up the equipment. The telescope emits a bright beam of light. But the beam fades out before it reaches the sky. Celeste's glow dims. Sam looks towards the giant telescope. Interior, rural observatory, night. Sam is putting the light equipment on the larger telescope. Sam, just a little more. Celeste's light is almost out. Sam finishes the last adjustments, turning the machine on. The large telescope emits a beam so bright that Sam has to shield his eyes. He looks towards the night sky. Sam, this should... He looks back at Celeste. She is still sitting on the floor. Sam rushes towards her. She is barely breathing. He helps her up and helps her slowly walk towards the bright beam. Celeste reaches her hand out towards the beam, starts merging with it. Celeste, thank you. She transforms into a glowing form and ascends into the sky. Sam watches, awestruck, as the beam of light starts to fade away. Then he looks through the giant telescope. He sees Celeste's star shining brightly. So this is more the direction that I as a writer would take it. Is it good? I don't know, maybe. Does it work? I think so. What do you think? I really need to figure out the format of this. Peace!